brushing twice a day.
Welcome to Utopia Orthodontics.
Okay, Meg, it's time for your operation. Time to... Oops, sorry. Hope that didn't hurt too much.
Pontiac Robotics Archives is a relatively new analog horror series uploaded to a YouTube channel under the same name. As of the time of recording this video, the channel currently has 21 videos altogether, with 20 of them being considered tapes. Now, due to this, I'm going to break the video into two parts. In the first part, we'll delve into the first 10 tapes along with a standalone video from the channel. In the second part, I'll be going over the last 10 tapes. At the end of each part, I will go over my own conclusion of what I've gathered from the series so far. But in the second part, along with my own conclusion, I'll also be looking into the community's theories and conclusions. This is a relatively unknown series with only a handful of YouTubers covering it. Therefore, I would like to give my own take on it. Now, let's jump into the rabbit hole that is Pontiac Robotics Archives. Tape 1. First tape found. In the first tape, we are in the middle of what seems to be a living room, or some space in a house. Someone seems to be recording a very creepy robot that sits in front of us. And as she looks at us, she seems to say something, but the audio is edited and we can't understand it. But when reversed, we get this message.
Hello there.
This is something I noticed, and I'm not really sure if it's really relevant to anything, but without the clip being on reversed, I swear I can hear her say, "You fools." However, that may just be me. Soon after the first message, we get another message. And when reversed,
Utopia Orthodontics.
that is a name you're gonna want to remember, as it will be relevant later on. Now, throughout the whole rest of this clip, the robot seems to be screaming and hyperventilating. Tape 2. In tape 2, we get a name for the robot, Meg. She seems to be screaming while receiving a dental operation, but the tool the person seems to be using is a screwdriver. Although I cannot completely tell because it's really hard to tell.
Okay, Meg, it's time for your operation. Open wide. Meg, you have some gum in your teeth. All right, time to clean up.
This person then ominously looks at the camera. You cannot see this person's eyes, only two black holes. It seems as if this person is wearing some sort of mask and gloves, and on his mask is written letters. It looks like the word dentist, but I can only see the last 5 letters of the word, being N-T-I-S-T. From now on, I will be referring to this person as the dentist. The dentist continues to work on Meg and continues to talk to her in a kind of mocking way. The dentist then seems to drop the tool into Meg's mouth.
Nice. Time to... Oops, sorry. Hope that didn't hurt too much.
In my personal opinion, after rewatching the clip several times, it kind of looks like the dentist purposefully drops the tool into her mouth. Now, once again, I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening, but more so that is my own personal opinion on what's happening. Tape 3. Tape 3 is a very weird tape, but it also gives us a lot of hints for what's currently going on. There's 2 news anchors on screen, but we cannot understand them due to the clip being reversed. That's going to be a staple in the series, so get used to it. But anyways, when on reversed, we get this message.
Last night a robbery occurred at America's Convention Center. A robber broke in and stole a director's android from a Utopia Orthodontics booth. No further police or other credible arrests.
The local police are on high alert for evidence.
After this, we get some overall just distorted booming sounds, as well as the camera zooming in onto Meg's face. Putting the pieces together so far, it seems Meg is, in specific, a android that is from the utopian orthodontist, which was a name dropped in the first tape. It seems likely that the dentist was the one who robbed the orthodontist's space, and brung her back to his house for reasons we aren't sure of yet. Tape 4. Tape 4 starts off with extremely loud alerts being played in the background, with Meg oddly opening and closing her mouth. We can hear screams that might be coming from Meg's mouth, but we aren't sure. It then cuts to black,
Happy birthday, Meg.
and we can hear somebody say something.
Time to light the candles.
I'm assuming the person that said something was the dentist, cause I mean, who else could it be? But shortly after that, he lights candles on a birthday cake for Meg. It then cuts to black, and we get this.
You look hungry.
I'm assuming this is supposed to be a deformed version of Meg or something like that, but it just looks really, really creepy and really, really unsettling. It only stays on the screen for like half a second and then it goes away, but it was noticeable. I don't really know what it means, but I just wanted to mention it. Anyways, after that, somebody relights the birthday cake candles, and then somebody walks in front of the camera footage cuts, and then Meg falls over and is engulfed in flames. Now, it is unclear if Meg fell down by herself or if she was pushed, but with my context, I'm going to assume that she was forcibly pushed down by the dentist. And that's all we really get in tape 4. Nothing is really explained or anything. It was pretty weird, and honestly, I didn't really understand it at first, but I think it comes into play for future foreshadowing and just really starts putting the story into motion. Tape 5. Inside of tape 5, we find Meg, who appears in front of the camera. She seems to be disfigured from the fire that just happened from the last tape, and from the right side of the screen, we can see 2 hands with a syringe slowly coming into view. It injects Meg with something. As it injects her, it causes her face to relax, giving the appearance that this somehow put her to sleep. The camera then switches to a shot of the stairs, and soon after that, the dentist can be seen walking up the stairs. But he is struggling to carry Meg up the stairs, and in struggling, he drops Meg. This tape seems to give hints that Meg might be more than just an android. Could she be fully conscious and aware of what's going on around her? This might explain why the dentist had such a hard time carrying her up the stairs, as if she was unconscious due to the medication, she would basically be just dead weight. But of course, right now, we aren't given the full answer to that question, only left to speculate. Now, since it's the midpoint of the video, I actually think it'd be a really good time to do the standalone video on the channel. Now, this video isn't considered a tape or anything like that. You don't even really have to watch it, but it just gives you more context to what the story is about. You could also just call it, I guess, some lore. The title of the video we're going to be watching is called Utopia Orthodontist Commercial. I'm sure by now you're well aware of the name, so let's dive in.
Me neither. Welcome to Utopia Orthodontics. Our delightful crew is here to help you to your long journey to a perfect smile. We offer almost 6 unique procedures to ensure that your distinct oral situation can be fixed. It only took Jake 7 years to achieve this perfect smile. And this week only, we offer a 10% off sale on children's headgear and 5% off 2-week warranty on children's braces. Utopia Orthodontics. Your smile will show.
Want more from your raisin brand than more of the same? Go nuts!
After seeing this commercial, we can start putting a little bit more of the pieces together. This commercial also seems to be possibly planting seeds for more to come. Now, the robot that was voicing over the commercial is Meg, the android who was abducted from the Utopia Orthodontist. She looks extremely different in the commercials compared to what we see on the found footage tapes. That is because of the constant abuse and torture of Meg, thanks to no one other than the dentist himself. Now, as for the commercial possibly planting seeds, we get a glimpse of a quick frame. In this frame, we could see what appears to be a girl standing somewhere that looks like an arcade. This person might also be Meg, given by their similar hairstyles. I don't really know what else the image means. It seems like they're just planting seeds for something else. I don't really think there's much more for me to say, so let's continue on to tape 6. In tape 6, it seems like they eventually took Meg upstairs. Once upstairs, the dentist proceeds to say,
You broke my window.
Meg apparently broke a window. From between the time from last tape and now, this seems to confirm that Meg might have some sort of her own conscience, even though we haven't fully seen it. The dentist then starts to punish Meg. He starts with her eyes, pulling them both out, saying,
See no evil Meg.
before proceeding to put tape on her mouth and saying,
Speak no evil Meg.
After this, he proceeds to break the android's leg before putting her in what he calls timeout.
Time is the only thing that will teach you.
After this, the footage then distorts and we can see inside of the closet. It seems like the dentist might have gone back inside of the room and is now placing some sort of objects on her. It seems like it might be some sort of weights, but I'm not really too sure. Soon after this, the footage ends, bringing us to tape 7. Tape 7 is another weird one. I mean, it's all really weird, but this one is not really giving us too much context. We see Meg in what we could presume to be the backyard. Her long hair has been completely ripped out, and overall, she just looks more disfigured. Meg seems to say something, but when reversed, I can't distinctly hear anything. We then briefly get a flash on the screen that says Meg as the video ends. Tape 8. In this tape, Meg is slumped over a piano. We can hear the piano play. As it plays, we can hear a message. It says Friday, September 6th, and something else, but I cannot understand it. It seems to be coming from a voicemail box. This is the first date we get in the series, and I'm not quite sure of its relevance yet. Maybe this could be telling us a date, the exact date, and possible year this is taking place. Or maybe it's something else. Anyways, we begin to hear what sounds like footsteps and the sound of someone breathing, like taking a deep breath or sighing. Meg then falls over and her head gets completely destroyed. Tape 9. In this tape, Meg is in the same spot that she was in tape 1, but all the lights are turned off. The dentist then tells her,
Stop misbehaving Meg.
before violently throwing her off her seat to the ground. As Meg lays there on the floor, the dentist walks over and hits what's left of Meg's face with some object about 2 times, destroying what's left of her. It then cuts to someone who I'm presuming is the dentist walking away. We can hear the screams of a woman and the sounds of something being on fire in the background. The dentist begins to pull something out. The footage distorts and he vanishes. It then switches to a news report of a house on fire. It's in reverse, but when on reversed, we get this message.
House in blaze. Woman found inside, burned alive. Homeowner missing. No evidence found on homeowner's whereabouts.
After this, we are back in the house, and the dentist places a mask on Meg, seemingly rebuilding her and bringing her back to life. Tape 10. This is the last tape we're going to be talking about in this video, and this is a pretty interesting but short one. It actually starts us off in the beginning of part 9, but this time it's played in reverse, and we get a different angle. From this angle, we can see a card with a person on it. This person seems to be Meg, as when you compare them side by side from the commercial, they seem to be very similar. We cut to the backyard of the house and we can hear someone singing. Now I don't really understand what's being said, but some people have pointed out that it sounds like something along the lines of "slayed by my lover" or "slaver" and something else that is kind of hard to hear. Anyways, Meg is sat in the chair in the backyard. Along with her new face, she seems to have been changed. One of her arms and one of her legs has been repaired with wooden planks. It then begins to rain, causing Meg to short circuit. Now, the story is finally starting to come together and can simply be explained by one theme, and that is the victims of abuse. Throughout this whole story, we have seen Meg constantly get abused with every tape that follows. She's left more and more disfigured from the last. So much to the point where she's literally given a new face and new body parts. Even though Meg is an android, it does appear that she may actually have some form of consciousness, and it seems that the dentist absolutely gets enjoyment out of that. He does anything to cause suffering, especially when Meg acts out, like when she broke the window in tape 6. Now, this gets even darker when you think of the fact that the dentist probably burned down the house reported on the news, causing the death of that one lady who was probably his wife. The dentist absolutely has more skeletons hiding in his closets, And as for the rest of the series, we have so much more to uncover in part 2.